Well, welcome to today. I shouldn't be breathing so hard, but I've just got up and But anyway, we've gone to lactose-free milk. Now, oh dear. My first day off after having done a full week at work, and I'm still it's early in the morning, it's not even 10 a.m. yet. And I haven't done a vlog following me about throughout the course of my day for quite some time. I can't even remember if I've ever actually done one specifically like that. So I thought I'd give it a crack today, because I've got to go get my hair cut, because it's got a bit stupid. Got to go into town, got to get some weed killer, because the weeds have come back on the drive, and I can't keep pressure washing between crazy paving, because I'm blowing up all the sand, I'm blowing up everything that, holds the paving in place. So I'm just going to have to weed kill the crap out of it. And there's a few updates as well. It's why I didn't upload last week. I've had a couple of whoopsie-daisy moments. Well, one major whoopsie-daisy moment and another not so major whoopsie-daisy moment. But there's something that's happening, most likely happening tomorrow morning, and I'm somewhat slightly peed off about it. But that will be explained in due course, I think is the best. Now, as you can probably see, I'm standing around here because the kettle's boiling and that thing is loud. As you can probably see, I'm not kind of product placement there, there is some moonshine. Now, the reason I've got that out before 10 a.m. in the morning is not because I'm drinking it, okay? It's a few comments I've had over the past, and I thought I'd tackle it. When you see me drinking on my channel, it's literally the only times I ever really drink. I don't tend to drink a lot, believe it or not. I do like bourbon, I do like moonshine, I do like whiskies and things like that, and the odd lager like Kronenbourg 1664 is a particular favourite. But I do that for a bit of comical effect, a bit of I'm having a swally, bruv. Now, some people have pointed out, you're always drinking, Bill. Are you sure you don't need to go and get some help? No, I really don't. Anybody that knows me will know that in about 3 months' time, that's probably still going to be there unless Bert gets her hands on it. And if Bert gets her hands on it, then it's gone. Because I let her have a taste of it, and it's the apple pie one with it's heavily hinted cinnamon. You got the apple, you got that kind of apple crumbly apple pie kind of taste to it, but it's got a heck of a lot of cinnamon in it. Now, Bert happens to like cinnamon, and she had a taste of it, and she was like, "Ooh, this is quite nice, isn't it?" So if Bert gets her hands on it, it's going to be gone. But what I wanted to say was, I have a swally on my channel and stuff like that, as a bit of a lad style thing, a bit of a giggle, bit of a laugh, and that is it. Okay, if you or anybody has a significant issue with alcohol, as in a member of my family is an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic, been dry. Bit of camera adjustment there, it just fell over. That's how my day is going to go. But like I said, a member of my family is a recovering alcoholic here, been dry about 10 years, I think now. The one thing that I've heard from a number of people who do suffer from alcoholism, and I'm trying to be serious in this one, which is unusual for me, is it doesn't matter how much they drink, they're always thirsty. Yeah, it really doesn't matter what it is. It can be a scotch, it can be a lager, it can be a wine, a brandy, whatever. But they never, ever quench their thirst. It's constant. Now, if you have those kind of feelings, or you know somebody that does, give them all the support, or try and find support for yourself, I should say, and give them all the support that they need at that time. You can only ever help somebody with a drinking problem when they hit rock bottom. Okay, so don't try and force it on them. You know, give them an intervention, try and explain it to them, try and show the error of their ways in that regard as nice as you can. But please understand, what I do is literally for this channel. I've still got that bullet bourbon from an upload. Actually, I haven't uploaded that yet, have I? But I was drinking it with Simon a few weeks ago. I've still got that bullet bourbon. You know, I literally drink on my channel, or in the evening have a quick splash with Bert style thing. But I just thought I'd clear that up, because a number of people have said, dude, you're a truck driver and you're always drinking, mate. I know, but I don't upload every single day of my life. Yeah, I upload, well, I try at the moment to do once a week. Obviously I missed last week, as you'll find out why. And when I am drinking on my channel, it's not every single week. Okay? Just so as you're aware. That's why the Firefly is out. This is a good old bit of Kenko, which I'm going to try with some lactose-free milk, because that's what this household has switched to now. I'll go put this away. Well, anyway, boys and girls, you may have noticed something. This isn't an i30, nor is it a Terrican. It's a Jag. It's a 2.5 V6 X-Type, and there is a reason for this. Like I said, last week I didn't upload because something went kind of wrong. And basically I blew the Terrican up. Diesel everywhere. I think I've blown an injector seal or two, something like that, but I don't know at the moment. Haven't bothered looking. And because obviously the Terrican was a daily driver, we needed to get either it fixed quickly, and I don't really want to drive it or run it with a fuel leak, because if an injector goes dry, then I really have screwed the pooch. Not that it hasn't, I don't have a clue at the moment, but I wasn't in a position, I should say, to be able to sort it out. I mean, when it comes to certain areas of mechanics, I'm not that clued up. I don't know whether you've ever guessed that, but I'm not exactly a fully trained mechanic, and so when certain things go wrong, I usually turn to Dan, and when Dan's available, he comes round and helps me out. Usually identifies a problem and fixes it for me, but you know, there's that. I was chatting to Simon, and I said about, obviously, the Terrican's gone wrong, and the budget that I had for the gold Jag, well, that's going to be used up. If I get a cheap runaround car until the Terrican's fixed, I've still got to pay to fix the Terrican. I've got to, because I don't know exactly what's wrong. I mean, if an injector's failed or something like that, that's very expensive. And I've got to buy another car until I can get the Terrican fixed anyway. So it's one of those, the budget I had for the gold Jag is gone. And it is Simon's Jag. Well, because of the issue Simon's having, and because of he's just become a father for the third time, it's a case of, he said, well, look, if there's no budget for it and we can't really store it, I was arguing to rent a garage for about £15 a week and just store it in there until we can do something with it, because a lot of what I want to do with the car channel is based around an X-Type Jag. You know, the entire thing was, we use that gold Jag, we fix it up, we do various bits and bobs, we make content about it, and we use it as a kind of link. So you'll have one upload of the Jag, another upload of chatting about another car, say the Lexus or an i30 or whatever, reviewing a car, and then you might have an upload of a car show, then another upload of the Jag, some more work being done, and so on and so forth. So it was kind of a link, and we were going to use the Jag whilst we were working on it to introduce everybody else on the channel, from Jamie, Dan, Gary, Matt, the whole skiboodles. So it was actually kind of a pivotal piece to the channel. So I wanted to store it until such a point as we had the budget to continue work again. But Simon's decided that it needs to be scrapped. It needs to be gone. And tomorrow, that's exactly what's happening. Simon's coming round, he's got a guy who's going to come pick it up, and that's going to be the end of the Jag. Now, like I said, it's not my car. And spending money I don't really have on somebody else's car kind of irritates me. So what I did was, instead of getting a 700 quid runaround, I went out and paid £2,400 for this from a Jag specialist. I've forgotten the name of the place now. LJK, I think it is. And this has got a full service history. It's done 77,165 miles. I am its 7th owner. So that's why it wasn't that expensive given the mileage and the service history. The thing is, underneath this car has been fully treated, and I don't mean with that rubber horrible stuff that makes everything rot. I mean all the areas underneath this car that would usually rot out has had a very decent stone chip guard treatment. So the sills are pretty good, the actual floor itself is pretty good. There's a couple of areas that are a bit dodgy, but it's a 16-year-old car. It's 2003. But everything works the way it should. I mean, everything in this car works. Well, apart from that door mirror, but when I get back today, I'm going to be changing the motor out of that one for the motor in the gold one, because the gold one's getting scrapped. So that should be, you know, it's not going to cost me anything. It's going to be a 10-15 minute job, I suppose. But the reason I got this Jag is because with the channel, the Jag really was an integral part of what I wanted to do, of how the channel was going to grow. And so I was kind of really angry that we weren't going to be storing the Jag. Again, I know it's not my car, and I don't want to spend money on somebody else's car for obvious reasons. And it is ultimately Simon's decision. But I was very annoyed. So that's why I have bought this Jag, because now I still have it. Yes, it doesn't need the work that gold one does, so the engine's not coming out. Well, not at the moment anyway, it's a daily driver. Once the Terrican's repaired, I think I'm going to get shot of the i30. Reason being is the i30 cost me £300 a month. That's just paying for it, which in a year is obviously £3,600 and change. This Jag, 2,400 quid, a little bit extra when I changed the insurance over. I've had 4 new Pirellis fitted in each corner, and this car still has not cost me, that's the insurance, tax as well, sorry, 325 quid, insurance, tax, 4 new tyres, and buying the car, still hasn't cost me what that i30 costs me every year just paying for it. This car's done 77,167 miles now, and the i30 has done, I think, 75 and a bit thousand miles, so there's virtually nothing in it. And this car, I've still got a couple of £100 to put on fuel in this car before it's cost me what the i30 cost me just paying for the bloody thing, before fuel, before tyres, before servicing, before insurance, and so on and so forth. And so I thought, I don't really need a new car. I like new cars, I like buying new cars, I like the feel of buying a new car, but the last couple of new cars I've purchased, wrong way. I still get lost in Braintree. It's really aggravating. Braintree is one of those places that's set out that doesn't make any logical sense. You turn left to keep going in the direction you want to go in, and you end up somewhere completely different. So you have to turn right. It's really odd. But the last couple of new cars I've had, Mazda 3, the i30, even the diesel Bravo I had before that in 2009, I don't have any feelings towards them. It's really odd. They're just cars. They're just a tool to do a job. They're nothing else. I drive them for miles. I you know, obviously commute to work, use them as dailies, and I just don't feel any connection to them. I don't care about them. I can barely even remember the number plates on them. But second-hand cars like the Terrican, like this Jag, I've had this Jag just over a week now. There's something about them. There's just a feel to them. I don't know. I like this Jag. I actually genuinely like this Jag. I know the number plate of this Jag within a week. I know it backwards, forwards, sideways. I can't forget it. The Terrican, I know that one. I love that Terrican. I adore that Terrican. But the i30, I just... meh. I've done something really, really stupid. Oh, why have I done that? Back home I go. I've gone and forgotten my wallet, ladies and gentlemen. Oh well, more content for you to watch, I suppose. But I can't believe I forgot my bloody wallet. What an idiot. Oh well, at least I'm only about 10-15 minutes away from town, so it's not really the end of the world. I don't remember where I was. Yeah, basically I'm just really kind of peed off about that gold Jag. I had everything. The problem is that I've planned everything for the channel completely. I know what's going to happen here. I know what's going to happen there. I've got 16 cars I've got access to be able to do some kind of review with, or to have Jamie or Simon or Dan or somebody like that do their own review, chat about the car. I've got an Astra that I've worked on with Dan a couple of times so far, or Dan's done the work, I've done the recording, I should say, to be correct. And I had all the link parts already planned out, already ideas, what we were going to do, how we were going to, you know, when we were going to take the engine out of the gold Jag, when it was going to get stripped down, you know, and all these little bits that were all going to be used as link, you know, 15-minute kind of uploads, same as a short review, that kind of stuff on the mother-in-law's Nissan Leaf, for example. I was going to be able to drive a battery car, which would have been quite interesting given my proclivities towards hating the bloody things. Not electric cars, just battery ones. Like, it's such a backwards way of looking at things. It's such a limited technology to me. It's not really advancing humanity. It's just a knee-jerk reaction to, oh well, you know, climate change. And it really it's just not forward thinking. It's not planning at all. I had the in-laws X-Trail. Again, they've got a battery car to save the environment, but when they actually want to go further than the local town, they use the X-Trail, as most people with battery cars do. I've got, obviously, the i30 I was going to use, a Terrican to talk about, and work to be done on the Terrican. Obviously, the Jaguar, now I've got this one. Once the Jag was up and running and going to shows. Got the Lexus, which Simon, if you follow me on social media, you'll have known we were out recording with that a few weeks ago, and Simon was screwing the pooch left, right and centre. Funny as hell. The R8 V10, which Jamie owns. Got the Subaru Impreza, which Gary has. A BMW, Vauxhall, another BMW, and I think a Renault that Dan's got, his missus and Dan own. And there's a couple of other vehicles in the wings I don't want to give anything away about, but I had everything planned, and the fact that Jag is now being scrapped is just so annoying, aggravating, because I've lost all of those little links. I've lost that part of it, so now I've got to, you know, it's the end of June, it's halfway through the year. I've recorded certain parts, although I hadn't started work on the Jag yet, because myself and Dan have got to figure out when we're going to, well, we were going to be figuring out the days when we were going to start. It was going to be mid-July. And now all of those bits, all of those references, all of those little things that I've already put in, I've now got to edit out, I've got to take out. Hopefully I haven't done too many references to the Gold Jag, and therefore it's not going to make the stuff I've already uploaded seem really disjointed. So I've got to go back through all of that, months of recording. Just... So I went out and I just bought this. I was just so pissed off. I know, it's just an accidental purchase of a 2.5 V6 X-Type. I was, you know, I just went, right, fuck it, I'm going to go and buy this. Haven't spoken to Simon in a couple of days, although he is coming round tomorrow. For obvious reasons, because it's his Jag, he's got to be there to sign the paperwork over. But just... yeah, it's been one of those weeks. I'm hoping it's just an injector seal on that Terrican, but the amount of diesel that's got out, I think it's something slightly more major than that, and I'm not looking forward to this. Although again, I think the stuff that I was planning to do on the Jag with Dan, it's now going to be we're working on the Terrican. Once that Jag's gone, nice. Once that Jag's gone, the Terrican is, well, it's upgraded itself to cheap heap. So any of the work myself and Dan were going to do, I'm now going to I'm re-engineering it so it's around the Terrican, because this is a daily driver. This is low mileage, very good history. This is just an average daily driver until such a point as I can be asked to start working on it, you know, fixing the paint issues and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's a long-winded update because I forgot my wallet. It wasn't supposed to be this long. Please understand that I got into town, realised I'd forgot my wallet, and I was like, bugger. So I've extended this a little bit further than I wanted to. Well, let's see whether I blow the Terrican up. No, it's not. There's not a locked one. There isn't a locked one, I can tell you that. So I don't want to take this over about 1200 RPM just so the fuel pump can keep the pressure going. Shit. This, I do not recommend ever doing this. If you have a fuel leak and you know that it's a fuel leak, which I obviously do know it's a fuel leak, do not attempt doing this. Because if you dry one of those injectors out, you could be right out of luck. Now we're in the Jag. Ooh, now, how badly locked on, oop, there we go, are these brakes gonna be? Oh yeah, I never connected it back, did I? Ooh, that's what I like about all-wheel drive. They will take the brakes off, even if they're stuck on. Ooh, this really doesn't want to drive. This really does not want to drive. Christ. She's not happy. I can feel it juddering. This is really not happy. Oh. Good job this is going for scrap. Oh. Well, that moved the Terrican. Now, let's see about this. This is way more responsive than the blue one, I'll tell you that. Now that it's not bubble, bubble, bubble all the time, it's way more responsive than the blue one. Right, this is going to upset Bert completely. Actually, having thought about that, you know. This is definitely way more responsive. I wonder if there is an underlying problem with that fucking Jag that I've bought. Because this is way more responsive just doing that. It's quite simple to do this. All you do is it's a clip-on, so you just give it a nice little pull and it should come off. Now I've already taken this off before just to see. Now I think it's a T10. Yes, it's a T10. Look at that. Right. That doesn't want to undo, so break it with that. Yeah, lovely. And then lovely, I'll put that in there. Look at that, lovely. Now, where is it connected in half? Oh, goody gumdrops. So that looks like it's me and electrics don't mix, people. Right. This looks like it's going to be tricky. Right. Oh, that was useful. That's gone under the car, but it doesn't matter because this one is the one that's getting crushed. So if it's only got 2 left, I don't care. Right, so. Oh, don't want to. There we go, look at that. 1 removed motor. Now, I'll go get the one from the other car. I'll put it back in this side, but it's really easy. It's just 3 screws. Now, for those of you who want to do this correctly, don't watch me. Because I've lost a screw under the car. But seeing as this is going for scrap, who cares? This is the old one, and look at that, look. Somebody's filled it with, I don't understand why they do that. It's really annoying, but never mind. But anyway, you've got these 3. First things first, before I forget, you'll want to attach the electrics back up. Oh yeah, it goes in that way, doesn't it? There we go, lovely. Give it a nice little click into place. It should click into place, but like I said, I don't really care about this one because it's going for scrap. And then line those up with the holes, and there'll be a bit of an annoyance to get back in for some unknown reason. Probably the alloy's a bit iffy, but whatever, don't really care. And then give it a nice little tighten up. Yep, there you go. That's going to be a pain in the rear end. But even if I were cross-threading it, like I said, this car's going for scrap, so who cares? The mirror motor on that, on the one I've replaced, it does work, but badly. So this one was never exactly perfect, but such is life. Now let's, for argument's sake, that you're intelligent and you kept the other screw, you didn't lose it under the car. You'd put that in there, obviously. Now figure out, obviously, which way the mirror goes round. Shape kind of gives it away. Plus the plugs. Make sure that the top one goes onto the top. Like that. Lovely. And then the bottom one goes onto the bottom. Like that. Now you should really keep an eye on it. I did with the blue one, but like I said, again, this one is going for scrap. They have the little rubber shoes, so you should put them on like that, but again, don't really give a rat's ass. Now you hook that side over there like so, and then you literally clip it in place, supposedly, but this motor was always troublesome. Oh come on, went on so much easier on the other one. There we go. It's in. Nice and simple, really. For anybody who's curious about breather pipes, it's quite simple. That is your breather pipe. Now on this, pull, pull, and it's done. It really is a 5-second job. I'm just checking to make sure there's no gunk and crap inside it. Not that there would be, but you never know. Yeah. I'm so annoyed about this car going for scrap. It's really, really upset me. But there's nothing I can do because it's not my car. So, wonderful. But anyway, it's going to be exactly the same on that one. It's just an older pipe. So, oh, ooh. Okay, I'm not so annoyed about this car going for scrap anymore. Not the first time that's ever happened to me. Won't be the last. But anyway, I'm going to go take the pipe off of the blue one, and I'll come back and I'll show you what the pipe was on that one. But as you can see, this one, very modern, very much newer, slightly larger diameter, does the job quite well. Now basically, that is the pipe from the other one. Slightly smaller in diameter, but pretty much does exactly the same job. And it just clips onto there, clips onto there. Oh, hello. There we go. Nice and simple. I've never known what that is. It's really weird. There's nothing in it from what I can gather. But whatever. I'll figure it out at a later stage. I don't really care today. Yeah. Oh dear. I think the Jag I've got, the blue one, the head has come off it at some point, or the heads have come off it at some point. But it's running all right, it's not overheating, so I don't really care. But anyway, there you go. Breather pipe done, mirror motor changed. My day is complete. So thanks for watching. There we go. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I'll catch you in the next one. I might see if I can get Simon to say a few things on camera tomorrow after this thing is gone. But I am very annoyed about it. But unfortunately I can't afford it, so I can't afford to store it, I can't afford to fix it. But it'll be a parts car, it won't get crushed, it'll just be, they'll split it down for as many parts as possible. So it'll find its way into other vehicles at some point. Oh well, see you later guys.